It's Brandon Dent from Woodward Sports. Hello, Mr. Gores and everybody else in attendance. And welcome, Trajan, to you and your family as well.
Thank you.
I have one quick question for both of you all. Obviously, there's going to take some time in between when this vision comes to fruition. What is the message that you want to convey directly to fans, supporters, season ticket holders?
I think in digging into the people of Detroit, the fans of the city, I know they're a very proud fan base. And obviously having seen and witnessed 3 world championships, there are expectations here. And so I also know that they've been supportive in the down times of the Pistons as well in the years where it's gotten dark. I've even heard last year during the losing streak they were still coming out and being supportive. So we appreciate all that support, but know that we're going to put a group of talented young men on the court that are going to compete every night. And that Detroit Pistons uniform on will mean something to those players. It will mean something to this entire organization in terms of the expectation of the product that's put out on the court every night. We might not win every night, but we're going to start playing some winning basketball every night. And whoever we hire as a head coach is going to partner with us with that same vision, and we're going to attack that every day in playing winning basketball. That's what I know. That's where I've come from. And that's what I want to see here in Detroit for a long time.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. What up, though?
That was the most inquisitive intro ever.
Let's go,
though, people.
Right.
Hey, you know what? Trajan Langdon, he has a way with words. Everybody that I got to talk to about him after this press conference, from other media members to Platinum Equity executives, as well as some other scouts and things of that nature, was that this is a very, very, very smart guy. A very smart guy. And the theme of this thing, obviously, everybody wanted to know a couple different things. What is your free agency strategy? Whose voice is going to lead this front office? People wanted to know what is, what do you think of like Cade Cunningham? And they really gave us a lot of the different answers, including what is the timeline. And they gave us a lot of the answers, man. It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. Hey, good morning, brother. I guess so I wanted to take on Woodward Sports Live.
Let's go.
What was that? Right.
Shout out
Just walk
to you.
through the door and walk back out, though.
I think he works in the kitchen.
Okay.
Finding a way out. But
He's stuck in a glass box of emotions.
Shit, that brother is not having a good morning, man. Shout out to that brother, man.
Shout out to him.
by the way, Kool-Aid, Ryan's reaction
I
on the
see
chat.
he's found his way out now through Birmingham Roast. He's made it. All right,
Good job, I guess so. Good job. Let me give him a round of applause for that. My man found his way out the door.
It was like people are probably like, "What are they talking about?" But this guy walked in, didn't acknowledge anything that was going on. Right. We got lights on. We're all talking kind of loud into a microphone, and just like head down, starts banging on these sliding.
Yeah. We get a lot of that. We get a lot of intruders into the studio.
Oh, yeah?
Through that door.
Yeah,
you see
man.
it coming. This is like out the back. I was like, "Whoa, what? Huh?"
He didn't care. He was just trying to get in and out.
No F's given. Kool-Aid, Ryan's reaction said in the chat, the respect given to Kool-Aid's question is an acknowledgement of the quality of its question. Shout out to you.
Hey, thank you.
Shout out.
No,
I do
listen,
wish.
I got a lot of preparation. Like I said, I try and make sure personally that I am giving all that I can, but I also make sure to lean on my teammates as well. So these guys, they definitely help me. Shout out to Flannel Sam and that dude Justin as well. KG, JB, Broder, you guys all helped as well.
Cool. Before we get into the good stuff, and I promise you, I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer for all of this. We're kind of talking before. Why the hell were they an hour and a half late?
Yeah.
Hour and 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
I picture Trajan Langdon as this guy. We're driving there, and he's just burning up inside. Like this is your first press conference 3 weeks after you're hired.
Right.
And who was the guy from Platinum Equity who moderated?
Mark Barnhill.
Barnhill.
Tom Gores is a partner.
Respectfully,
they try him
to
out
give us
there.
a traffic excuse, even if it's real. Just come out and say, "I'm sorry, man." That's just, it's not a good look to start the new regime. I don't blame Trajan Langdon, although his face is all over this. Yeah. He's part of this. I don't like that. I also wish they had you. I don't know if they had you guys do this, but you had to ask 2 or 3 questions together and then send it back up to Trajan or to Tom Gores. I I don't know. I just wish it was structured a little different. There was some really good stuff that come out, but man, not a good start.
You want to make sure that things start on time. You want to make sure things start on time. It's something where the Pistons, as it relates to press conferences, at least during my time covering them, they've had some issues with punctuality. But
That's not okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. I'm not going to find them too much, but I wish that it was something that you could depend on the schedule that they do put out. I will say that much.
Yeah. And a little, maybe 20, 25 minutes into the press conference, Trajan Langdon was talking about some of the players on the team, and there were 4 or 5 like sentences straight where he's talking about being on time, like text to he gave a couple different examples. I'm like, I wonder if that's a subtle little jab at his new boss without actually jabbing at him. Like, hey, we're about to be on time from this point forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I sensed it.
Yeah. You know what? I like Trajan Langdon because the standard that he wants to set from a power position, and that to me was one of the things that was continued to be echoed throughout this press conference, is that this is what this kind of Detroit Pistons organization has missed for some time. Trajan Langdon being this unifying voice. I know that you guys, hey, you know, if you take a shot every time you heard this one word during a press conference,
CEO.
Thread.
Yep.
Thread. Hey, listen, you guys would have been done maybe 20 minutes into the press conference.
Facts.
But this is what's been needed. And he said a voice. When you listen to everything that's going on, he said a leader, somebody that can actually execute on the vision. This to me is saying that as much as they liked what Troy Weaver could bring to the table from a basketball standpoint, as much as what they did appreciate of Monty Williams as a coach, as much as what they probably appreciated out of the last reported front office structure, where Arn Tellem and Ed Stefanski were kind of sharing things, they said that Trajan Langdon is actually somebody built for this position.
Yeah.
Which is something that is encouraging. I think that this is going to be the most traditional NBA front office experience that the Detroit Pistons organization has had since they had Joe Dumars.
Yeah.
And that's a long, long time.
Yeah.
And by that, I also mean not that they haven't had more traditional experiences after Joe Dumars, but I mean when you also include the level of basketball talent, what it's doing now is putting Trajan Langdon in a position to make the best decisions based off of all of the good basketball minds that he does have around him. So if Arn Tellem in his camp have some suggestions, you know what? Let Trajan Langdon be the one to decipher that.
Yes.
If Dwayne Casey, who shout out to Dwayne Casey, got to see him as well down at the press conference. He's just a great man. If he has some suggestions, let Trajan Langdon be the person who makes the decisions on those things. That's the sense that I got from this press conference, is that not that these people are going to go away, but that now you have the centralization of power and decision making and path forward that Trajan Langdon is going to bring as it relates to being a stabilizing force for this thing. And I know we're going to get into it as well, but one of the things that people were interested in was the timeline. So probably in the second segment, maybe a little closer to the end of this segment, we'll definitely get into that video as well.
Yeah. I really liked how with Trajan Langdon, you only have so much answers. Like there's only so much you really can say.
Yeah.
But he was very thoughtful with his answers. He was very professional. He's complimentary of the questions coming, but you could also tell he would take a second and actually think about it and want to give a real response as much as he could.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of not coach speak, GM speak, PBO speak. Like
Here's PR speak.
PR speak.
Yeah. We're all invited there by public relations.
Exactly. But you could tell he's trying to say something real.
Yeah. Oh, no, I wanted you to finish your point.
No, that was kind of all I was going to say about it.
Okay, but yeah, so, I mean, with the press conference, I came out of it feeling better than I did going in. And this is by no way me saying that I'm blindly trusting this regime yet. We still need to see it on the floor. But I did like some of the things I heard from ownership and from Trajan as well. Tom Gores took accountability. He didn't come in talking about all the stuff he was doing for the community and things of that nature. He came in, he kind of pseudo admitted, hey, the structure was kind of out of whack. I've been too detached from the team and things of that nature, and we need a centralization of power, like Kool-Aid said. We need leadership. He kept mentioning the word CEO a lot during this. He felt like Trajan was the CEO in order to help take this forward, that maybe they didn't have confidence in Troy to be that guy. So, and I like what I heard from Trajan, man. He addressed getting more shooters on the team. He addressed he addressed being willing to explore the trade market in order to speed this process up. But he also acknowledged the young talent that we do have on this team. It wasn't just completely dismissive of everything that we have. So while I am hopeful, we do still need to see it on the court. But for an introductory press conference, I felt like this was pretty good on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like like we talked about on the interview Friday, kind of just before this thing, there was nothing that they were going to say that was going to make me walk away kind of having a feeling that I did after the Troy Weaver press conference. It's new times. You kind of live and you learn, try and get a little bit better as it relates to assessing these things and what the expectations should be. So as it relates to the press conference, it's like, yes, you want him to ace the press conference, and he did. And he showed the moxie. He showed a little of the, kind of the intellect that's been advertised of Trajan Langdon. He shows the leadership. And if it truly is a centralization of power underneath Trajan Langdon's leadership, then this is going to be a good thing moving forward, at least as it relates to how they do the work. As it relates to what actually happens, this is a situation now where you wait and you see. You're patient, but do you trust? I don't know how much now anymore, but you will be patient. So, hey, JB, I put another video in the Slack. I think it's the second one there. What drew him to the Pistons?
Oh, yeah, I got
optimism.
One question for you as well, Trajan. What are some of the things that attracted you to and ultimately led to accepting this job with the Detroit Pistons? And what here currently makes you optimistic about the road ahead?
Well, thank you for the question. I'll attack the second one. I think in speaking to Tom through the process, I could really feel his passion for the organization. I'd done my homework to understand how much that he has given to the organization in terms of resources, in terms of thoughtfulness, in terms of wanting this organization to be great. In talking to him and spending time with him, I knew that if I could come in with his confidence in me, I think and the people that I was going to bring in, we'd have a chance to get this thing back going in the direction that it needed to be. I can't do this myself. So Tom has been incredibly supportive, and Arn as well, in me hiring the people that I have. It's a tremendous group of people in every department. I brought in the scouting department and the cap department, performance, and we are all the ones that are going to elevate this organization from where it is now, and hopefully create sustainable success. This isn't about one run. This is about being successful, creating a system, creating processes in this organization, which is going to allow the Detroit Pistons organization to be successful for a long time, and hopefully well past me and well past us being here.
You know what, man? I can tell you exactly who he sounds like. I hope it turns out this way as well.
Yeah. Who does he sound like?
Brad Holmes.
Oh.
No.
I think he sounds a lot like Brad Holmes. The intellect, the attention to detail, kind of this persona that it's going to be his way.
Yeah.
I kind of get that from Trajan Langdon. We discussed, is this going to be something that's going to happen sooner rather than later? Is it going to happen kind of down the road? He said there is no timeline. This is just about getting this thing right. And that's what we wondered. As a new regime coming in, is he seeking to just kind of make sure he can establish his foundation and do it the right way and have confidence in that, no matter what any of the outside noise will be, because fans and supporters, if this thing is going to be extended beyond 2 to 3 years, they have a right to feel how they feel. But Trajan Langdon also has a right to his work and what that affords him to be able to do.